Hello and welcome to day 29 of Healthy Core and Yoga Flow. We have almost done an entire month of raising vibrations and turning and churning energies to have a healthy core, to find new frequencies and to raise our energies. And I am so happy that we have done this together. I hope you're feeling great and rejuvenated and that you feel ready for this day 29, where we will head in towards the peak pose of a headstand today, or something that resembles it. So we can take it to wherever we like to once we get there, of course. Why don't we just take a comfortable seat and cross our legs or sit on a block or blanket, however you'd like to sit, and sit nice and tall on the sit bones, center, and welcome if you're popping in for a first class of these, or I am super happy if you have done all of these with me. It's very exciting to complete almost an entire month. Setting any intention that you like to bring in for yourself for this practice of turning the energies upside down, of hugging the midline and keeping our core healthy, our digestion healthy. And by keeping the core healthy, we also have a nice communication to the mind and clear messages to all parts of the body. We'll take some help with yoga today of cleaning and clearing our layers. And gently bringing the hands in front of the heart, joining our voices in one Om. Take a nice big inhale. And release the hands. Open your eyes and let's come to all fours and come into our tabletop cat-cow variant. That should feel pretty comfortable by now if this is day 29 for you, and if not, I think this is great. I think it's so nice to hug in the midline and give the organs a really nice massage, pulling everything in and up, arching the spine up to the sky, and hollowing back down, and exhale, bringing the belly all the way in and up. And inhale, releasing, just really doing our best to get in towards that very central line, right in front of the spine, just wrapping everything in, connecting to our center line. And exhale. And we'll do two more, arching the spine all the way up, using the deepest muscles of the core, the belly, giving the organs a nice massage. And hollow, and one more time, exhaling all the way up towards the sky, keeping the breath going, and then gently bringing it all the way back down. And then we're going to come on to our backs and do our 5 different healthy core exercises that will lead us into a headstand, that will help us and assist us to come into our headstand that I think is appropriate. There's certainly many different ways. The first one is to take the hands behind the head and do crunches, 10 crunches and 10 pulses. So we exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. And we just keep it going for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. We divide it up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. And from here, straighten your arms over towards your knees, lift your knees up, and curl the lower belly in and keep the lower back on towards the mat.
And straighten the arms and press the hands and knees into each other. And then we're just going to go down and toe tap and bring it back up, with the intention of having that lower back onto the floor, which is helping us to really connect the upper and the lower body. And we'll do 10 here, and bring it up and down. Exhale and inhale. 8 more, and 7 more, 6 more, 5 and 4, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. And then we'll just hold it up here, press the hands and the knees into each other, lower back in towards the mat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release that back down. That's always gets me like a lot. Take the hands behind the head, and we'll do reverse curl with the bottom part of the body and regular crunches with the upper body. So we'll just meet all the way in, and elbows and knees can hug, and can stretch the legs out. Bring it in and out for 20 and 19, 18, 17, and we'll do our very best to keep that lower back in towards the floor, so there's a nice connection to the upper and the lower body communicating with each other. And we'll do 10 more, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6 more, 5, and 4, and 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more, and extend it out, and bring your legs back down. Take a little pause. For the next one, I recommend to put the hands underneath the sacrum and the thumbs can touch, so that we have a nice healthy lower back, because we're going to have straight leg raises, lower and lift them. So, I mean, some of you might take your hands behind your head and meet and lift and lower. So see what works for you. We're just going to take it down, not as far, just as far down as the lower back can stay on towards the mat. And we'll do 10 here. And 9. And 8. And 7. 6 more, 5 more, 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and 1 more. And either you continue right here with the hands, or you take your hands behind the head and lift and lower, and let those arms kind of come in towards the knees, raising the shoulder blades off of the floor. And we'll do 8 more, 7 more, and 6, and 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more, and bring it all the way back down. Take a little pause before we come into eagle legs and eagle arms. Take your right leg over the left. We were here yesterday, and we'll come back to it again. And today we will also maybe take this form in our headstand. So let's tap the toes, and this could be plenty right here. Or you could lift with your arms up. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, and 2 more, and last one. Bring it back down. I can feel those from yesterday. I don't do those that often. They're super efficient. Take the left over the right and maybe wrap your ankle or maybe simply cross the legs. Take your left arm underneath and wrap your arms, tap your toes down, bring it down and up, and maybe meeting with your arms for 10, or simply leave your shoulder blades down. 7, 6, 5, and 4, 3, 2 more, and last one. Bring it back down. Phew, and release the arms out to the side. Give your legs a couple of windshield wipers, and we have kind of completed that healthy core section and bringing some good vibrant health to the belly, lifting layers and all of the organs. And let's continue on with some yoga poses to raise our vibrancy. From here, take the knees into the chest and let's roll all the way up and take downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana, spreading the fingers nice and wide and walking in towards your ankles, knees, hips, and moving about the way we like to move about after we have been onto the floor in our first down dog of the day. Moving this way and that way. From here, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands and take a step or a hop to the hands. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, fold. Stay here 3 more times. Inhale, long spine, feet are hip width apart, or however comfortable you feel with your feet together or with wider apart. And exhale, 1 more. Inhale, bring it all the way up and exhale. Take your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Bring yourself up to standing and release the hands. Inhale, take the arms all the way up, crescent to the side. Squeeze the inner edges of the feet, feel all 4 corners and stretch into that right side of the body and come over towards the left side. Nice. And gently take it all the way back up, hands to the side. Let's come to the front of the mat and inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, jump to chaturanga or step. Inhale into up dog. Exhale into down dog. Step your right foot between the hands for high crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. 1 breath. Exhale, hands to floor. Plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. You choose which one works for you. Left foot between the hands. High crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release hands to floor. Plank, chaturanga, up dog. And exhale into downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones. And come up onto the toes. Bend the knees, take a step or a hop to the hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose. Inhale, and take it all the way up. Exhale, hands to the side. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, hinge and fold. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot between the hands. This time, left foot flat for warrior one. Arms forward and up. One breath. Exhale, release. Waken up the leg. Plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, bring it back. Left foot between the hands. Warrior one. Sweep the arms forward and up. And exhale, release. Hands to the floor. Plank, chaturanga. Up dog. And exhale, bring it all the way back. Down facing dog. 3 breaths right here. Press into the hands, into the feet. Breathing into all layers. On your next exhalation, come up on the toes, bend the knees. Look between the hands, take your step or your hop. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Press the feet. Inhale, chair pose, and bring yourself all the way up to standing and release the hands all the way down. Excellent. Take the arms up to the sky. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers and bend into your knees, and we'll do a little arching, a little standing cat-cow variant in Tadasana. It's kind of a little bit like finding our vibrancy receptor up there, but we really would like to just get into the layers of the spine. One more, inhale and exhale, and bring it all the way back. Hinge and fold, forward fold, Uttanasana. Step back to tabletop, please, and take your right leg up towards the horizon. Spread your toes nice and wide, tuck your left toes under. Bring your lower belly in, take your left arm forward and hold your balance right here. And slowly bring it back down. Switching sides, left leg out to the horizon. Take your right arm forward. Holding it, wrap the belly all the way in. And exhale, release, hand and knee to the floor. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come up to the toes, bend the knees, step or hop to the hands. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Come all the way up to standing. From here, bend the knees. Stand onto your left foot. Wrap your right leg for Garudasana, for eagle legs. Take your right arm underneath and your left arm over. And then from here, bring it all the way down into a nice kind of really round spine by plugging in the belly, by plugging in the core into the center line and connecting upper and lower body. And then from here, unravel your right leg out to warrior 3 with your right toes. I know we've been here a few times. You should feel somewhat familiar. Lifting your right leg all the way up, and then right foot down to the floor for warrior 1, and release the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step it back. Take your downward facing dog, please. Come up onto your toes, bend the knees, come to the hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Come up to standing, nice and strong, in towards the feet. Bend into the knees. Take your weight onto your right leg and wrap your left leg for Garudasana, or simply cross the knees. Left arm underneath the right, and arc your spine and come all the way down into your little nest, the eagle's nest, and hang out right here. Breathing, softening, melting, and then gently staying super strong in the right leg into the core, lifting the left leg up into Virabhadrasana 3, finding your powers. And exhale, release, step it all the way back into warrior 1, lifting the arms and releasing the arms, taking them all the way up, palms together, long side body. And exhale, hands to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa or stay in your down dog, or take a child's pose, whichever works for you, to open your layers and get nice and warm into the muscles, to turn and churn any stagnation out and away. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones, and from here, come up onto your toes, bend the knees to the floor. Bring your palms together, interlace your hands, and come into a half down dog with interlaced hands. Just going to do a little bit of flossing for the shoulders. So take the head towards the floor and bring it back up. Take the head towards the floor and bring it back up. And again, one more. And then bring it back up. Nice. Come back down onto your knees. Take downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Both feet to the hands, please look between the hands and place your feet where you had your gaze. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky, and come all the way up to standing. And release. I hope you're getting nice and toasty and a little warm in the layers for our next endeavor. Take your hands behind, interlace your hands and roll the shoulders back. Bring your feet all the way together and hinge and fold forward, bending your knees slightly and taking your arms up to the sky, top of the head towards the floor. And then from here, hands to the sacrum, release the hands to the floor, take Utkatasana, arms up to the sky, and bring everything of the front line together, come up onto your toes. Hug the midline super strongly. And exhale, release, come back up to standing, feet connecting all four corners. Take your hands and interlace them the non-dominant way, the one that did not interlace, the last one. Roll the shoulders, bend into your knees, hips and ankles are stacked. Hinge and fold, Uttanasana with interlaced hands and reaching your arms up towards the sky, or keep your hands onto the sacrum. Lift it all the way up and up and up, and lift the shoulders away from the ears. And gently release the hands to the sacrum, hands to the floor. Bend your knees, arms up to the sky for Utkatasana. Pull everything into the power of the midline and come up onto your toes. And have a good time here. Give yourself a smile. And then inhale, take it all the way up. Feet down, hands all the way to the side. Nice. From here, open one leg out to the side and come into feet wide apart. Hands to the hips, turn your toes slightly in. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, hinge and fold. And taking the hips and pulling them back. Open up in towards the hamstrings. Take your hands to the floor for Prasarita Padottanasana A, with the heel of the hands aligned with the heel of the feet. So taking the hands nicely aligned and taking the lower belly, pulling it all the way in, taking the top of the head towards the floor, lengthening in towards the spine, lengthening in towards the hamstrings, clawing the fingertips. The head does not have to come to the floor. And then gently take it all the way back up and come to all fours, please. Come step back in and come to tabletop. Excellent. From here, we're going to take the upper arms and plug them into the shoulders and arch it back up. So it's kind of like cat-cow, but really we just want to focus more onto the shoulders and shoulder blades, plugging it in, extending it, rounding the spine, plugging it in, and then rounding the spine and taking it all the way back down. Tuck the toes under and come and sit onto your heels.
take the hands behind and interlace. One more interlacing sequence. For bunny pose, taking the top of the head
towards the floor, close to the knees, come up to the top of the head, give the top of the head a little massage. From here, raise your arms up towards the sky. Open up more to the shoulders, get some awareness and some weight on the top of the head if it's for you, and if not, you take child's pose. Breathing, softening, and then gently take it all the way back down and take your hands around the feet and put your head onto the floor and stretch in towards the back, rounding the spine. Press your hands and your feet into each other and exhale, release. Come to child's pose or like an egg form. You can have your hands by the side, you can pull your arms forward and let everything relax and soften. And then from here, you're gonna come back up when you feel ready, and we'll take 3 different forms of headstand. We'll do a little tuck up first, kind of like a chair pose, and then we'll do with straight legs, and then we'll do with eagle legs up there. So you might go to a wall, you might put your sacrum towards the wall, you might take your fists and interlace them so that they're touching the wall. That's a really good way to do it. Or you might be in the middle of the room, even without a yoga mat. So take whatever works for you. Take the elbows and align them so that they are right underneath your shoulders. So elbows and shoulders are always in a nice alignment. Interlace your hands and put your head towards the floor. Or come back to dolphin pose with your forearms on floor and head lifted off. Walk your feet all the way in and come up onto those toenails. Vacuum suck the lower belly in and bring everything into the front of the spine and lift your toes off. Feel the energy all the way out to your toes. Bring the knees up towards the sky and then squeeze all muscle into the midline. Skin to muscle, muscle to bone. Keep the feet together and maybe raise your feet up towards the sky for headstand 1. Give ourselves a few breaths right here. Making some good memories, turning our energies upside down, loosening any stagnation by simply being in our headstand pose. And then from there, bend the knees back down and take your knees into the chest and extend your legs back out, toes to the floor, and take child's pose, softening all layers. Release your fingers. You can even massage your fingers a little bit, and then you can do exactly the same version, or you can come up with legs in a pike. So we'll see how we feel. And again, always go to the wall if that would feel better, or have a friend that will support you maybe nearby. Take your head towards the floor, elbows again underneath the shoulders, and walk your feet in, and then using all that power of those leg raises that we've been doing and keeping the feet together and coming up into headstand 1 with straight legs. Benefit would be that we're really using the hips, the back, all the powers at an even rate, and nothing is being turned, but keeping the hips plugged, keeping the femurs plugged into the hips, filling it out all the way to the toes. And then from here we're going to bend the knees and take the right leg over the left and find our eagle legs right here. Squeezing the midline, skin to muscle, muscle to bone. And then gently release the legs, come back to straight legs, and take the left leg in front of the right, or switch sides, whichever side you didn't do. Playing around with our super strong midline, keeping us connected. And gently release all of that. Come back into straight legs. And then gently hinching at the hips, using our core, and using our core, and making our way all the way back down and come into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, and elbows out to the side, and letting the third eye, forehead rest on towards the floor, maybe on a pillow, simply on the yoga mat. Giving ourselves a few breaths right here. Maybe even take your hands and give yourself a little neck massage. And then from here, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, clawing the fingertips. Finding all layers and putting them into a new place in the down dog. New vibrational layers, uplifting layers. Feet to hands. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, fold. And come all the way down to a seat, to Paschimottanasana. Heels down, toes up, arms up to the sky. Bring the ribs in and hinge and fold. Either take peace fingers around big toes, take a strap, hands by the feet. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold elbows out to the side. Releasing the back, releasing the hamstrings. And gently come all the way back up. Hands behind, bend your knees, feet flat. Reverse and come up into a reverse tabletop. Stretching out the shoulders, lifting the heart, the chest, the lungs. Feet evenly weighted onto your mat, and then gently take it all the way back down. And then from here, you might just come and lay all the way down onto the mat, taking your resting pose, your Shavasana. You might come and sit with me. Or if you're laying down, I like to take one hand on the heart and one hand onto the belly. So do what works the best for you, or placing the palms facing up onto the knees, pulling the ears slightly back, having a nice tall spine, letting the neck adjust, tipping your head over towards the left side, just gently taking a neck stretch, enjoying just sitting, palms open, receiving energies, receiving new vibrations, switching them out into the center of the palms and taking them straight into the heart center. And gently take your head back up and switch to the second side. Take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathing and softening. Stretching in towards the neck. If you're laying on the floor, you can just turn the head to one side. And then gently bringing it all the way back up and bringing the hands together in front of the heart, sitting nice and tall, letting the breath come and go as it likes. Sending thank you to all the circumstances that brought us together for this whole month. We have one more day left tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. So we'll take an Om into all of the classes, into all of our practices, and kind of change the vibration all the way in towards the bones. Take a nice big inhale.
another long yummy Shavasana, or maybe a seated Shavasana. So whatever works for you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And thank you so much. Namaste.